It's 7:03 on this Wednesday, October 7th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company. Our guest host today, Jeff Dixon.
Good morning and welcome to Coleman and Company. You're in the right place. My name's Jeff Dixon, and I'll be filling in for Coleman today as he takes a well-deserved day off. And fortunately, as he always does, Coleman has put together a great show this morning, and with MJ and Billy's help, we look for it to be very interesting. And one of the things that I enjoy when Coleman reaches out to me occasionally is I get to see some folks I haven't seen in a while, and this morning that's the situation when I get to see Mr. Bob McDonald with Cedar Stone Bank. He's our morning sponsor, and we're glad to have him. And it's always, Bob, it's really comforting when I see you come around the corner with your Cedar Stone cup, because you just make this so easy. How you been?
Doing great, Jeff, and it's good to see you. I've been fortunate to have you be my guest host a number of times over the years, and you always do a terrific job. And I know Billy and MJ get you nice and prepared in Coleman, but you do a great job. You're a natural, so whenever you retire from your other gig, you can come here.
Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I got to work fishing in there someplace.
Yeah, there you go,
Bob. You know, got to work fishing in there. How are things going at Cedar Stone Bank?
Going great. Going really well. We you and I were talking off the air about what the year's been like at the bank, and it's been a busy year. It's been a very active year, and this is a time of year, Jeff, that we start doing business planning and strategic planning for the new year, and we do that a couple ways. One is we reflect back on the current year, and as we prepare for the new year, and it's been as I mentioned, it's been a very busy year. The bank's done very well. We've helped our customers do well. They've worked hard. They've persevered through this pandemic and the impact that it's had on the economy. But we've had to adjust. You know, a big part of our business planning is to be active in the community and be involved in things and get out and see people, and that just hasn't been possible, has it, since about February?
No, that's been tough on your business and everybody else. And
we miss that. We miss going to activities and being involved in luncheons and dinners and those types of things. But we're starting to see those slowly come back, Jeff.
Good.
I know the Mount Juliet Chamber, Mark was on here not too long ago. Those luncheons are about to start back up. That's a good sign. I'm in the Noon Rotary Club here, and our luncheons have been back underway for about 2 months now, so that's a good sign. And so we're starting to see things get back to our normal routine, and so we're looking forward to that. It is. It's encouraging to see that, and we all still need to be careful, and we still need to be observing those health guidelines such as social distancing and washing hands and using hand sanitizer and wearing masks when necessary. So we're certainly doing that still at the bank.
Good. And with a bank, a community bank like yourself, folks, I think, like having that consistency. There's some comfort in knowing that, hey, the bank's still going. You guys are operational. You're still there.
That's right.
That stability. Isn't that part of what led to the depression, the crisis there when things started to fall apart and back in the 20s?
Yeah, back in 07, 08 when that recession hit, and this has been nothing like that. I mean,
people are looking for stability, and I think you guys offer that up. And that's great.
Well, we do, and during when this pandemic first started, we've always been open, Jeff. We've always been fully staffed. Our branches have been fully staffed. Our operational departments have been fully staffed. There was about a 30-day period where our lobbies were locked for general traffic, and we focused everyone on our drive-throughs. Now, if you needed to come in the lobby and sign a document or get in your safe deposit box, we certainly did that. But that was only about a 30-day period back in, I think that was May. But other than that, we've been fully functional and fully operational, and we think that's important to be there for our customers.
And your customers appreciate that.
Yeah. We sure hope so. But no, it's been a good year, Jeff, and we've been busy making car loans and making home loans and making loans for people to renovate their home. And we're seeing economic indicators really improve and pick up here locally, not just nationally. We're seeing employment stabilize and home prices are increasing. Stock market's doing good. So
You hear interest rates. That's for the common man like myself. That's how I gauge the economy. Are the interest rates still down?
yeah, interest rates are still very low, and that's one reason why you're seeing so much activity in home buying and the buying of vehicles. And so it's good for borrowers. It's not so good for our customers who are savers, who might have CDs. Rates have been low on those for some time, but they're always a safe investment.
So I just gave away my financial planning there when I said, hey, I focus on the interest rate.
Yeah.
So I fall into that whole borrower more than I am a saver category,
Then
right?
if you fall more into the borrower category, then you're doing just fine.
Okay, good, good. Yeah. What else you want to tell us about with Cedar Stone this morning?
Well, I think that better wraps it up. We always conclude, as you know, Jeff, talking about our Simply Free checking account, and we'll do that today. It's a great account. It's completely free checks, free online banking with bill pay, free ATM use anywhere in the world. We'll make a point here as we close out. We're seeing, we continue to see this year a lot of fraud going on. We're starting to see people's personal financial information be compromised. We're seeing people who use their credit cards or debit cards for making purchases being frauded. So we encourage people that when you're buying items online to not use your debit card, but to use a credit card. It's got a few more safe features to it.
Good information.
We need to be careful about that as we go into the holiday season.
Good insight, good information, and yes, I try to preach that to friends and family and even myself. So thank you for bringing that up. Simple banking, simply better. Mr. Bob McDonald, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Jeff.
Always good to see
you
you
next time. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Well, welcome, and we've got a great show lined up. Mr. Jim Amaro, and Jim is joining us from Watertown to talk about I got to slow down because he called it the
Wild mile long.
Yeah, and I knew I would end up saying that. But
mile long yard sale.
We're here to talk about the mile long yard sale, which is actually more than a mile now, isn't it?
But I'm only in charge of Watertown's Main Street.
Okay.
Yes.
We're here to talk about the yard sale this morning. I'm glad to see that coming back. I'm glad to see it kind of a rite of passage here. It means fall is officially here when you see the yard sale, and one of those folks that's been trying to do the right thing and stay inside a little bit more. The opportunity to get out and just kind of walk around, I kind of look forward to that.
Right. We do suggest that when you bring your mask and your social distance, it's going to be kind of hard, but we have to suggest that. And if you have any questions about coming out, we don't want you there. If you don't
Safety
feel right.
first, right?
Pardon?
Safety first.
Safety first, correct. Yes, and then look at the directional of the traffic. Some streets are one way, some streets are right, left turn only. We suggest that the square will be shut down to traffic. We suggest that you find a place to park. First Baptist Church is right in the center of town. They only charge $5, and that goes to a worthy cause.
There you go.
And just make sure you don't park in somebody's driveway, or else you'll get towed. That's happened before. So
not only safety first, but continue to be courteous.
Correct. Yes. We'll have about at least 100 paid vendors.
Wow.
We run the gamut from A to Z, and all the shops that are, including mine, which is just a block off the square, Jim's Antiques, is open. I'm actually open 8 days a week. Okay.
8 days a week.
See if anybody catches it. Yep.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now we jumped right into it here. It's scheduled to start
7 a.m. on Saturday.
This Saturday, October 10th, correct?
Correct.
7 a.m. The vendors have that responsibility to be there, be ready to open at 7 a.m., right?
Correct. And some of them roll in about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to find their space and get it all situated.
That's probably a big deal. Some of those folks have probably been coming. They have their space marked out, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And some of them
Same
know where
space.
they're going to be because they've done it for many years.
Well, that's good, and you do have a crowd that keeps coming back each year. You have
That's true.
Some
But then
vendors that come back, right?
Oh yes. especially the Forbes with their food trailers and things like that. So so they're a well-known factor there.
How long have you been with the yard sale?
I've been in Watertown since '96. I've had a hand in it since then. As everybody retired or got sick or just plain gave it up, I kind of took it over.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge that I enjoy. Maybe not at 4 o'clock in the morning, but
well, how many times a year do you get up that early?
yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, it depends on what yard sale, what venue is going on for people to.
How long has the yard sale itself? How long?
30 years. Just
30 years.
Approximately. Yes. So it's one of our biggest drawers. So.
And this is an opportunity. There's several groups that this is a big fundraising event for them, isn't it?
For the Watertown Chamber, for us. And then I have a new lady off the top of my head here that is her first time in the Red Hat Society.
All right, we're going to talk about that. I just got the sign from Miss MJ. We're going to take a little break. Come back. We want to hear about them and more about the yard sale.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's go ahead and see what's happening on the roadways. Now, 7:15, it's all brought to you by Bates Ford, and that regular oil change, only $24.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're looking at heavy traffic flow here on 65 southbound approaching Trinity Lane. Traffic's off to a pretty good start down at Ellington Parkway. Yes, it's picked up quite a bit now. Coming through Mount Juliet, leaving Wilson County on I-40, especially going westbound here up by 840. Celebrate autumn at Ober-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest. It's going on right now through November 1st. Music, food, live entertainment. Visit obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Hello. I'm Rick Bell. The city of Nashville just raised property taxes 34%. Bernie Ash raised property taxes 41% last year on the citizens of Lebanon. I believe we need better budget management, and I understand that government should work within its budget. Leadership works, and I will work every day to manage your tax dollars more efficiently. I'm Rick Bell. I would appreciate your vote November 3rd. Early voting starts October 14th and continues through October 29th.
Paid for by Rick Bell for Mayor, Adrian Kelly, Treasurer.
Lebanon High School football is live this season on WANT and WCOR. Join Tommy Bryan and the crew with all of the action brought to you by Bates Ford, Cedar Recovery of Middle Tennessee, the law firm of Clemens & Clemens, D.T. McCall & Sons, Fakes & Hooker Lumber, Sheriff Robert Bryan, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, and Wilson Bank & Trust. Lebanon High School football Friday night starting with the pregame show at 6:30 on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
Hello, Patriots. To get all the best Trump gear and more, stop by the Wilson County Republican headquarters located at 11320 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. Also join us for our monthly meetings held on the second Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. at Music City Baptist Church located at 7104 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. On behalf of the Wilson County GOP, God bless Tennessee and God bless America.
Good morning. Welcome back to Coleman & Company. My name's Jeff Dixon. I will be filling in for Coleman today. I appreciate the opportunity. And our guest this morning, who is also on the front page of The Edge here. He brought me in. I got to get you to autograph this.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Jim Amaro. He is
Not
here
worth
to
much.
he is here to talk about the Watertown mile-long yard sale. It's a fundraising event for the Watertown Chamber.
Right.
And it's been going on for 30 years in total, and you've been with it since late 90s?
96.
96.
Had a hand in it one way or another.
I can't do the math that quick, but that's a long time.
That's a long time, yes.
And before we took a break, we were fixing to start talking about some of the vendors. I know you had mentioned right at the break the Red Hat ladies.
Red Hat ladies, they're first time around. They want to try it, so we'll see what happens. And before we go further, it is rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
So
be prepared.
The tough ones will be ready. So
you can find a bargain in that kind. What do you think?
You could.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Unless I find it first.
Okay, and you'll be out there early, won't you? Show up early.
I'm out there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Show up early. Safety first. Be courteous, and rain or shine.
Yep. A little. Let you know what what some folks have.
Okay, yeah. Who do you have this year?
Floral. Well, what they sell is floral arrangements, jewelry, crafts, yard art, knives, fishing, cigars, box, guitars, pottery, toys, stained glass, women's shoes and dresses, iron sculptures, even nail polish and pain relief.
You're kidding.
You know, sunglasses if they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're going to need them, I hope.
Umbrellas?
Umbrellas, yeah. And Native American jewelry. So, and then for food, they get a good assortment of kettle corn, baked goods, barbecue, hot dogs, cupcakes, pork rinds. The lady sells out usually.
Oh, yeah.
And Kona Ice will be there. Baskin Robbins will be there. And even a National Guard recruiter.
Oh, wow.
So
Pretty
that's
broad base there.
yes, yes. And
You had mentioned something as we were talking earlier about cigar box guitars.
there's a gentleman that lives in Woodbury, and he makes those. And he's been a couple of times been our vendor. He has a booth over in Woodbury, and I'm impressed with the stuff that he has. And that's why I approached him when I saw his items, and he's gone along with it. And he's in my yard on 207 East Main Street, Jim's Antique. So he's in my yard.
And we were talking, these are functional, right? These work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's not just necessarily a wall art. This
No,
is.
it could be, but, you know, if you're got a inkling to play, you know, and he'll show them off and, yep,
Well,
play
that
a
is.
tune for you if you ask.
That's pretty interesting. So that's almost the entertainment factor too.
Sure,
There.
sure.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Now we were also, and we had a brief discussion about what was the most unusual item that you had seen there.
It's hard to say. I you know, it boggles my mind. I don't, you know, I doesn't. There's a lot of items, but I just can't nail it down. So it's the next thing that, you know, that's unusual that pops up. So
and even myself and my family and friends, we go.
sure.
And that is
We advertise in a 300-mile radius, so
it is the entertainment factor. You get there and you say, "What is this?"
Yep.
So it's almost a little bit of the educational. It's our version of that of the show, some of the shows you may see on the cable networks.
Right,
you know, you
right.
can. What is this? When was this used?
That's-
What was
yeah.
it used for?
correct, yes. And I have a couple of vendors that from out of state. One is from Oklahoma.
Wow.
She has family here in Lebanon, so they make a twofold out of it. Take 2 weeks and come in, and they set up at the art sale and sell their goods, and it's just a fun get together time. So
And again,
you make friends after so many years, and
Oh, I'm
it's
sure.
good to see these folks.
and there's safety measures in place.
Correct.
You talked about that. We're encouraging the mask. We're encouraging that you, of course, be considerate and courteous of others as far
Right.
as the social distancing, and the directional traffic. Of course, part of that comes with the volume. Doesn't it?
Oh, yes, yes. It's up to the chief's discretion. We do shut the square down to traffic because that way, when the train rolls in with 300 to 500 people, you know, so we don't want anybody getting run over. And it's safety is an issue, and we try to comply with that.
And after this many years, though, you feel like that you're pretty
Everybody's
comfortable
on
with
the
that.
same page.
Yeah.
You know, basically.
It's organized.
We try.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes it's chaos, but we get her done. It's like herding,
Organized
herding
chaos.
cats, you know. But we get her done come 7 o'clock in the morning. And
Where does the train start? Where do they pick them up?
in Nashville,
Do they?
it's a Tennessee Railway Museum train.
Okay.
And
So-
they've been out for the past couple of months. One for the train robbery. We dressed as the desperados and have
Yeah.
you know robbed the train, and all the money they raise goes to the high school scholarship fund. So we've had very successful through that. And then the other one was for a couple of months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, that we had the train in for the car show,
Right.
Old Home Days, and Fireman's Fish Fry, and I think I could have sold ice to Eskimos that day because I didn't shut the door till 7:30 that evening. So
Wow.
everybody was ready to get out.
Yeah.
Everybody was, and it was a beautiful day. So.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, and I do hope that the weather holds off for you. I mean the weather, that is
iffy.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just prepare for it.
It is rain or shine.
Okay. So it's going to be going on. Just
Yes.
prepare.
Just
Okay.
prepare. It may not go as long as we would like it, but it'll go on. So.
Now, even though the square is closed, businesses on the square will be open. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
You may find some that choose not to be open that day just
Yeah.
because of the volume of folks and what they're, what they feel. So, but there will be some that are open. Some of the restaurants will be open. One or two might be closed, but it's just I'm only in charge of, what I can be in charge of. So.
How long are you still accepting applications from vendors, or
At this point, you have to come see me at my shop, Jim's
Okay.
Antiques, which is like it's a block off the square. It's kind of ridiculous to get anything in through the mail and things like that, but
short notice?
short notice. But I'll put you in the spot.
So
You may not like it, but it's what I do
Well-
have a couple up my sleeve. So
If I decide this afternoon I want to go home and I want to set up a booth, then I can reach out to you
before 5 o'clock,
before 5 o'clock.
correct?
Okay.
And that'll go. Today's Wednesday, so I leave that open for Thursday and Friday morning. So
Okay. So Friday morning, boy, that would be cutting it.
that would
close.
be cutting it, but
But you
show
would
me
enter
the money.
You would.
I'll show you the spot.
you are a negotiator, aren't you? So okay, up till Friday morning then. If a potential vendor, was interested in setting up at the yard sale,
I'll do that.
You
It
can do
costs
that.
$90 for a regular booth, which is a 12 by 12.
okay.
Food vendors are $180,
Okay.
and it's just the way it's been. And like I say, the money goes to a good cause.
At the end of the day, that's what we
Yeah.
want to remember. It's
And
an
then,
opportunity to get out, socialize with your friends
Oh,
and
God.
neighbors,
Yeah.
and support a good cause. And
I think it is.
Good.
Yes, and that gives an opportunity to see what Watertown is about on a busy day, but we ask you to come back when there's nothing going on. Some days I twiddle my thumbs, but other days I like to read books, and I used to be a librarian years ago, so I used to drive a state library bookmobile, and
you're multi-talented, aren't you?
Oh, you never know. And then in a couple of weeks, come on back to the shop will be open while I'm on vacation, and I've got a load waiting on me up in Maine of stuff, and I have a brother that has the same interest that I do. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all ready to. We couldn't get up there in June when I wanted to get up there as the pandemic hit, and they wouldn't let you through New York or Pennsylvania. So.
Right. Well, and we were talking about it. I figured that good Southern term. I was thinking that there would be a limited supply of antiques, but as we've been talking, you at
And
least
the willy
indicate
wags of Maine up in the mountains and back roads.
it's still.
I have a brother that hits these auctions that I can't attend, and
Yeah. So the supply is there,
the supply is there.
and
I still know a bunch of old cronies up there that are still wheeling deals. So.
and the same thing I suppose would apply with the yard sale. What
Right.
what was popular last year may be replaced by something this year.
Who knows? You've
Right.
got a better idea, what the heck.
Yeah. All right, let's recap one more time. It's Saturday, October 10th. The vendors have got to be set up and ready to open at 7 o'clock.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. You've got food vendors that have
yeah.
everything from Italian ice to barbecue to,
Hot dogs, some sausage. Yep.
we even talked about pork rinds.
Oh,
and
yes.
A little bit of everything from sweets to proteins. And then we've got, how many vendors are you anticipating right
At
now?
least 100.
At least
paid
100.
vendors. That's not counting churchyards and school groups and things like that.
And you were saying that there's some folks that set up in private yards.
And we split
Okay.
the proceeds with the homeowner so that everybody
Okay.
works
together.
Works together. Yeah.
Be a good time to get out and walk. So there is parking available at the church there.
Right.
It's $5, and it goes to
And then
support
or
their
down at
programs.
the railroad tracks in the grass area, just don't park on the tracks.
Yeah.
So that's, as you see the 2 miles of Main Street, by the railroad tracks, it's 2 miles of vehicles parked there.
Right.
You know, it's just a, whoops.
Whoop, emergency call there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Another time. So,
May have been wanting to remind you to mention something else.
yeah,
You
well,
ready? All right, rain or shine, bunch of vendors, plenty of parking. You've got a list of stuff, everything from jewelry to cigar
Sunglasses,
box,
yeah.
guitars, sunglasses. The ladies from the Red Hat Society out of Nashville will be there. Again, plenty of food.
nice fishing items and things like that.
It's been going on for 30 years.
Yeah.
What else? What are we missing this morning? Can you think of anything else?
Not
Everything. Want everybody to come out, be
Well, of
prepared.
course, yes, and continue to come to Watertown.
This is an opportunity to showcase Watertown, and,
Yeah.
and it's a great community there.
It is, and at this time, there are a couple of buildings for sale, which doesn't happen often. So that's if you're interested, just come on down.
Okay. Well, Mr. Amaro, I appreciate you being here. It's always good to see you. I do need to get a autograph on this picture here before you leave. And again, just as you were mentioning, you are planning a trip to restock and resupply.
Correct.
At the
And unwind.
and unwind.
What better way than drive 1,400 miles? So.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
but it's always a pleasure to see you, and I wish you luck. And with that, I think that we may be at the bottom of the hour and taking a little bit of a break here. Y'all, please come back and join us for the second half.
And it's now 7:30. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $49.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's heavy out here as expected this time of the morning, especially on 40 West at 840. Here leaving Wilson County, Mount Juliet area. Smith Springs Road at Bell Road is tied up due to a two-car collision. Traffic's on the increase now big time through Kingston Springs on I-40 eastbound as you make your way out of Dixon County. Hey, celebrate autumn this year at Ober-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest now through November 1st. Music, food, live entertainment. It's safe. Check it out, obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
WANT is proud to announce the return of the Fakes and Hooker Scoreboard Show. Every Friday night, we will bring you local scores and interviews with Wilson County coaches directly after the LHS football game. The 2020 Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Burdine Supply, Designers Carpet, Kitty Salas and the hometown team of Keller Williams, Lebanon Appliance, Minchie's Landscape, Palometto's Insurance, and Sammy B's Restaurant. That's every Friday night after the LHS football broadcast, right here on WANT 98.9, Wilson County's own radio.
It's going to feel fantastic out there today. Highs this afternoon will climb into the low 80s with bright sunny skies. On Thursday, more sunny weather is in the forecast along with temperatures in the lower 80s. By Friday, clouds will be on the increase and rain from the remnants of Delta will be moving in. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Good morning and welcome back to Coleman and Company. You are in the right place. My name is Jeff Dixon. I'm filling in for Mr. Coleman Walker this morning. And again, I can't tell MJ and Billy how much I appreciate their help. And Miss Susie, I appreciate the opportunity. We're going into the second half of our show. Coleman has done an excellent job. We're going to have City Mayor Mr. Bernie Ash here with us for the second half of the show. But first, we're going to talk to one of our sponsors, what make this all possible, Mr. Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, and I'm going to try my best to describe this. What would you call that shirt? Is that like an electric neon?
Safety yellow.
Safety yellow.
Yeah, safety
I'll tell you, you're not going to sneak up on anybody with that shirt on. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How are things at Absolute?
We've been very blessed. We've been very busy. Coleman and I talk about it several times. I like this time of the year because the weather is more consistent, it's drier, and so everybody can kind of plan their projects a little bit better and have it kind of spread out a little bit. But we've been extremely blessed, got a lot going on.
And we were talking about that, the pandemic. If it's brought anything, it's giving folks an opportunity to tackle those weekend jobs.
It really has.
And you've seen that.
We definitely have. On the weekends, our equipment is very busy, very moving in and out. And, like you were talking, a lot of people just stayed home during this pandemic, and they say, well, I've got these projects I've been putting off. I'm going to get on them. And so they've tackled them, and hopefully our equipment's made it easier for them.
And, and we've just sat here and talked. We've gone through a couple of seasonal changes during this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It started in spring.
Exactly.
Which offers its own opportunities and challenges for you guys.
Yep.
And now we're going into fall.
Yep.
Is there another set of fall procedures, fall yard maintenance procedures that we should be looking at?
Well, yeah, as far as lawn maintenance and stuff like that, right now is the prime time in Tennessee to do your overseeding, especially with fescue lawns. So our aerators and our fertilizers and seeds have been very active right now. A lot of people also do their mulches, freshen up their mulches and flower beds and so forth. So we've been very busy on that. Of course, we're getting ready to get into the kind of the Christmas and the lighting season. So our lifts get really busy on that when people are going to hang all
I
their
hadn't
lifts.
thought about that.
Yeah. They stay really busy. Everybody wants to hang the Christmas lights up, and then also clean their gutters out before winter, and just all kind of fall cleanup projects. So got a little bit.
And you guys are prepared for each one of these seasons, and I never even thought about the getting a lift. I'd never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those guys that hangs off the edge of a ladder and stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. See you on those commercials. Those don't do commercials.
No,
exactly.
I should be the poster child for that.
Exactly.
But you can actually do it safe. You can show up, and you guys have equipment ready for even that challenge.
Yeah, we've got several different types of lifts, as well as we have our ladders as well. We have like up to a 16-foot step A-frame step ladder, which gets most people around the house pretty good, versus trying to stand on too short of a ladder. Well, I'm trying to think of anything else.
So you would encourage folks that if you've got a project coming up, as you said, and you plan through this, they may want to look at renting the equipment they need versus making a commitment for something you're not going to use, but
yeah, that's the whole
once a
advantage.
year
Yeah,
or-
that's the
or
whole
once every 2
advantage of
years.
the rental concept is why pay for something, have to store for something, keep it up, and do the maintenance on it. When if you're just going to need it occasionally, just rent it and then take it back. It's up to us to take care of any mechanical failures, any problems with it. Of course, we're constantly updating our fleet, so we're making sure we have the most modern technology. So, it's just the concept behind renting.
I guess you've got staff there that if I wanted to rent a piece of equipment and wasn't too sure about the operation or safety measures for it, your folks that's what they do.
We definitely do. We definitely show everybody proper operations, safety operations, and we talk about it all the time. We ask a lot of questions. We try to find out what project you're doing, and then that way we can make sure you're getting the right piece of equipment to do your job safely. Believe it or not, there's a lot of rentals that we kind of turn down, or we kind of tell, oh, maybe you don't need to go this route, you need to go this route, or maybe even we can refer you to someone who does it professionally.
Yeah.
So it really works out.
Again, another benefit, and you guys are a community business, community owned and operated here, and a part of the community, and are here as a resource in business, but also a resource.
Exactly.
What else do we need to talk about this morning?
Well,
What
our
else
phone
is going on?
number. Speaking of our phone number, here we go right there. But anyway,
I bet it's 615
443 rent. And we do encourage everybody to call and to make a reservation, even, like I say, just to discuss your project, find out what piece of equipment would be best. But we do encourage people to call. And you can also go to our website, absoluterental.com. There you can find all our equipment listed there, including the prices on it. You cannot make a reservation, though, there. Just go ahead and give us a call because there's kind of a lag between phone calls and computer.
Stuff can leave the lot.
Exactly.
And speaking of lot, you're located on West Main at
1325 West Main Street. Can't miss our signs, huge up in there above everywhere. We're in behind Advanced Auto Parts in the Valvoline.
Good.
And so you can't miss it, just give us a call.
And you've got delivery on those big pieces of equipment you can't put in your truck.
Exactly. Yep, we do offer delivery, so just give us a call.
We don't ever get to see you, but just when I'm out here or when I'm stopping by to rent something, it's good to see you this morning.
Good seeing
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, see you now. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I am doing really well. I always enjoy this. I enjoy the opportunity to come out here and meet folks and talk to folks. And we were just talking about it's a busy time for you right now.
It is a busy time of year. A lot going on.
You just came out of a commission meeting last night. A council meeting.
Yes, we did. We had a council meeting last night. We had everybody there, but Councilman Burdine had some technical difficulties, so she wasn't able to finish the whole meeting with us. Excuse me. But we had everybody else there, and we got through the meeting just fine.
Doing this via Zoom, I understand.
Via Zoom. We're doing a lot of that now because of this COVID thing. I'm glad we have the ability and the technical skills to do that, but I'll be glad to get back to face-to-face meetings.
You know, and it's me probably, but a year ago I'd never heard of Zoom.
I hadn't either.
And now all of a sudden it's so much a part of our daily business lives is Zoom and the technical piece, the electronics involved. It's it's really changed in the course of a year. Isn't that amazing?
It has. The technology is just amazing what we can do. Like I say, I really like the face-to-face meeting and having the public there. The public can get in on the Zoom meetings, but it's more difficult to do. And well, obviously we don't have as much public involvement when we meet on Zoom. So that's the problem we need to address.
And when you sat down, we mentioned the main office up there. You guys are still quarantining, correct?
The main city hall, we had opened it back up. Everything was going fine. Then we had 8 cases of COVID, so we shut the building down. You can still pay your water bills and any other bills you have to pay through the window, or you can call whoever you need to talk to and make an appointment, and they'll work it out where you can meet, but you can't just walk into City Hall right now.
Just another layer of safety.
It
not
is.
So much control as it is safety. Would that be fair to say?
Absolutely. We can't be too careful with COVID. We like everybody else, we thought we were in the home stretch and going to make it, and here it comes around again.
Yes.
So, also, we have been planning since the 1st of September to open the senior center, which I know that the seniors are anxious to get back in there, and I'm anxious to get it back open. But the other senior center, they actually had 2 deaths at their place. They had opened up and were serving food, and they had to close it back down.
And when you hear that really, you have to really rethink everything.
We do, and Patty and Teresa, they don't want to take any chances. I don't want to take any chances with our seniors. So as of now, we're waiting until the end of October to hopefully get it open. But again, that's still up in the air.
Well, with our council meeting last night, what were there some major issues that grew out of that, or was it pretty standard meeting?
It was pretty standard meeting. We had a lot on the agenda, but a lot of it was what I call housekeeping things that we do.
Yes, sir.
We had a few things that came up, though. We had a first reading to approve a traffic signal agreement at River Oaks Boulevard. We have started requiring developers to help us out on some of these things.
Right.
If you build a subdivision, you need a traffic light, we're going to ask you to pay some of it. And the developers we're working with they're fine with that, and it helps them get what they need through quicker. So over on River Oaks Boulevard, the developers are going to pay $78,000 on this traffic signal. So and we will pay the
and
rest.
that would have been a cost that the city would have been facing. Correct? If not for
right.
I mean, somebody's got to put up traffic light, right?
Somebody's got to put it up. If it's on a state route, sometimes the state does it. Sometimes the city has to do it. So.
And as the city grows, do you think you're going to see more and more of this this kind of transference of responsibilities?
We absolutely are. On Carver Lane, there's been a lot of development going on over there.
Right.
And maybe a couple of years back, we put into action a plan to, if you submit a plan for Carver Lane,
right.
You will pay, the developers will pay into it to help fray the cost of widening the roads, traffic signals, and those things.
Is that considered infrastructure, you think?
Infrastructure,
is
yes.
that the correct term for that?
Absolutely. And the developers so far have been great with it.
Appears to be a win-win. You want to address the traffic flow in and out of your development.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and with their help, we get done faster.
I want to come back and talk about that and some other items that went on. Right now, though, it looks like we're going to take a little break. Y'all please come back so we can follow up on this.
All right, it's 7:45. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota and Rental Redmax. Complete inventory, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's just busy out here in the normal spots, especially 65 here at Trinity Lane. Traffic's been in pretty good shape for the most part this morning as far as really bad interstate wrecks. Now they're reporting one on 24 westbound near Harding Place. That usually is moved over to the side pretty quickly. Ellington Parkway southbound at Hart Lane. 2 cars are involved there. Check out the all-new Andre Chicken Sandwich, now available at Princess Hot Chicken, 5814 Nolensville Pike. It's worth that short drive. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonough with Cedarstone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedarstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather, but just like the weather, one moment it's sunny and the next you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
It's another AFC clash at Nissan Stadium this Sunday. Your Titans host Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We get you up to speed with the award-winning Titans countdown that begins at 11. Then Titans and Bills, every play, all the action. With voice of the Titans, Mike Keith and Coach Dave McGinnis, starts with a kickoff at noon.
Brought to you by Steve Moore Plumbing and the Jewelers, LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Good morning and welcome back to Coleman and Company. You're in the right place. My name is Jeff Dixon. I'm filling in for Mr. Coleman Walker, who's taking a day off today, and we hope that he's enjoying himself. He put together a great show for us today. We're talking to Lebanon Mayor, Mr. Bernie Ash here. We're going over the council meeting last night. We're going to talk about Fall Cleanup Day, and we were just talking about some of the development and shared cost on some infrastructure. What else was at the meeting for those of us that aren't on Zoom that much? What happened?
Let's see. This is kind of a feel-good thing here. We passed a resolution last night to dedicate 3 roads in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. One to Judge Rodney Ollis, one to Councilman Johnny Knowles, and to Iris McHenry. So we're going to honor those 3 people with a road name in the Cedar Grove Cemetery.
Well, good. So, good. Okay. Well, good. That is, and yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and Dr. Joe Bryant, Frank Bryant, we had a road named after him a couple months before.
Yeah. Well, good.
Those are nice things to do.
Yeah.
Talking about the cemetery took a big hit during the tornado.
Yes, it did.
It uprooted like 40 trees over there.
Big trees.
Big trees, and tore up, knocked over some markers, damaged a few markers. We are almost back to normal now. We got all the tree work is done and taken care of. The markers have been uprighted. We do have some that are broken, and that will take a little while to get repaired, but that's going to be done too. But our cemetery is back up and running and looking much, much better.
Part of the whole 2021, we started with the tornado and COVID, and just several of us, we were talking at the break, we're ready to move on to 21, aren't we?
We are ready to go. Back to the cemetery, we had a lot of people give us a call. First of all, the cemetery was put on the back burner because we had a lot of other cleanup and things that we had to do first. Also, some of the delay of getting the cemetery taken care of was FEMA is reimbursing us for most of the tornado cleanup, and we had to go by their guidelines and the historic commissions and make sure that we did everything properly. So that's what took so long to get the cemetery up and going again. Another piece of news about the cemetery, in the near future, we are going to add a couple of columbariums to the cemetery. For those like me who didn't know.
I'm glad you brought that up. Okay.
Yeah. If you are cremated, the boxes, the niche,
right? Okay.
That the ashes go in, can now or will now be able to be put into the cemetery. A lot less cost than a conventional burial.
Yeah.
And they're going to look really nice. It's going to have a park atmosphere with some park benches and things like that. But that's going to be, in the future, a growing part of the cemetery.
How about that? Okay.
Yeah, I got a call from, or I spoke to a friend of mine who was telling me about the columbariums at First Methodist Church. And I didn't know.
Right.
So Jeff Baines and I went over there and looked at those. They're very nice, and church members can take part of that service. And we decided, well, let's go look at the cemetery. Let's price some of this stuff and see if we can't do it for the Cedar Grove Cemetery.
Well,
so that's coming in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Okay. So what else?
We
wanted to talk about fall cleanup.
Let's make sure I get to that. Yeah, fall cleanup is October 5th, which was started yesterday and goes through. Started Monday and goes through the 16th. The intent of the service is for residents to be able to discard any unwanted items that you have at your residence. Be sure to put them out on the curb by Monday. When the truck will come around Monday through Friday, and not every day, one of those days, and we don't know which day where, but have your stuff out there then, and they will pick it up. If you got a refrigerator or a freezer, be sure to remove the door, and the compressor must be removed.
Now, if you remove the door, can you just set the door beside it and they haul it off too?
I'm assuming that's the case.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. We don't want a dump truck load of stuff set out there. The total amount should not exceed the load of a standard pickup truck.
Okay.
But we'll come and get those things. Some things that you can't do is vacant lots and empty houses will not be picked up. Construction and commercial waste will not be picked up. Items brought from other addresses will not be picked up. So this is just for your house. Do a little cleanup around the house, put your items out front, and you won't have to discard.
So spring cleaning is fall cleaning.
That's right. We'll take them.
Now, do they have to call and schedule something? Call and get on the schedule, or is it they're going to make these rounds?
They're going to make these rounds, and week one, items should be placed out by 6 a.m. October 5th. Now, that was Monday, so
you might be able to sneak it out there?
You might, but I don't hold me to it. They may be left out there.
You know everybody's going to be listening to this, so you got to be careful.
That's right. Well, week number 2, if you get your items out on the curb by 6 a.m. October 12th.
October 12th.
It should be next Monday, I think.
Right, yes, sir.
Get them out there by then, and sometime during that week, there'll be a truck come by and pick it up.
Good.
You won't have to.
They'll take refrigerators, remove the door and the compressor. No chemicals or.
Tires and hazardous waste, including chemicals, paint, wet batteries, and will not be picked up. Mattresses, box springs, carpet, and carpet padding will not be picked up. So one medium-sized bag of clothing will be accepted, so you can do that. Everything else should be small items bagged up and set out on the curb.
Okay. Wow. Great resource. Yeah, good. Okay. I'm glad we got that in. That's October 5th through the 16th.
Through the 16th.
And starting on the 12th, get your stuff to the street.
Have your stuff out on the street by October 12th, next Monday.
Good.
So
Okay. Got
you
it.
give you something to do this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. If you're not going to the yard sale. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. Go to the mile-long yard sale.
I see. Look at y'all had a pretty good size agenda last night.
We did. We had a lot going on. Like I say, most of it was just doing some rezoning and changing things in our books.
Oh, okay.
So,
the city's growing.
Good heavens, yes.
Challenges with that.
Absolutely. And one of the questions that I get sometimes is, with all this growth, the city must be bringing in a lot of money. Well, as far as property tax, the answer is yes and no.
Okay.
We just because building is going on doesn't mean that property taxes are being paid yet.
Right.
We got to get people in those houses, which doesn't seem to be a problem.
No.
But in the meantime,
a little bit of a delay there.
There is a delay. Yeah, it takes. I read somewhere that it takes like 3 to 4 years before, when you have all this new growth, before the taxes catch up with it.
Oh wow. Okay.
In the meantime, we still have people moving into Lebanon at the rate of about 100 a month. They still need the same services that we all need: police and fire and public works.
100 a month. That is. I don't know that I've ever sat down and really thought about that.
Yeah,
but that's a lot of people.
Yeah, we are estimating that we now have probably 40,000 people in the city of Lebanon, and in the 2010 census, I think we had 26,000. So a lot
there's an attraction to this lifestyle, I suppose.
It is, and it's not just Lebanon. Lebanon is one of the main places, Lebanon and Wilson County, but all of Middle Tennessee is facing the same issues. A lot of growth starting with Nashville and moving out to the suburbs. All of Middle Tennessee is booming.
Creates challenges for local mayors.
It does. It does. And it surprises me that with all the houses, duplexes, townhomes, apartments, all these things that are being built, they're being sold or rented as quickly as they can build them.
And since we've been talking, we've looked at this. I don't know that I ever thought about it as far as the what comes up in the daily life of a city mayor. I mean, we've been talking about red lights. We've been talking about the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about the tax revenue from new construction, right. And you're planning now for revenue that you may not see in for 3 years from now.
That's right.
It's pretty diverse.
That's right. And one of the things that we when I took over in 2016, remember the recession?
I remember.
Started in 2008 and lasted several years.
Right.
And during the recession, our former mayors, rightfully so, laid off a few people, had a hiring freeze, stopped projects that were on the books to do. Yeah. Equipment that should have been bought wasn't bought.
Right.
And I'm not criticizing anybody. These were things that had to be done in order to manage the budget at that time. But then by 2010, 12, right in there, this boom started.
Right.
And
kind of behind the curve then, aren't you?
Behind the curve. Plus property tax rates. I was telling you earlier, the property tax rate in 1992 was 78 cents. And for over 20 years, it was not raised.
Yeah.
And actually, the rate dropped down to 34 cents. And you can't run a business by
we were talking, how do you replace basic equipment?
That's right. And like I also said, when the boom hit, costs started to go up. Plus, the need for services grew. We hired 46 people.
Yeah.
And that's, as you know, I'm sure that employees is your biggest expense.
Yep.
And that we took a lick, but we had to have fire, we had to have police, we had to have public service.
During this time of the pandemic, the COVID crisis, I don't know what term we hang on this, you guys have have been able to maintain level of service? Has it affected your staffing patterns at this point? Are you able
Yes.
to? It has.
It has. We've had a lot of people who are able to, and we thank God for that, able to work from home.
Oh, okay.
And we had just brought everybody back when we took the second hit at City Hall, and we sent people home again. People are working from their homes and staying away from City Hall until this passes.
Right. We got just a couple of minutes going into this, and I know we could probably talk for quite a while the rest of the day on some of the challenges I think that are facing not only the city of Lebanon, the county, the state, but you guys are still under quarantine, but you're still available. There's services that are still available. You can, if you need to get a face-to-face meeting with somebody in city government, that can be done.
It can,
but it has to be done. You need to call.
Yeah, just make a call with who you want to talk to, whether it's an inspector or an engineer, whoever, planner. Let them know what you need, and if they can't do it over the phone, they will make arrangements to meet one-on-one.
So city government goes on. Right?
We have not stopped providing services to the general public. We've just had to make some different arrangements about how we do it.
You're still there. The council's still meeting. It may be via Zoom, but those
right.
are still going on.
That's right.
There's fire service. Everything's in good standing.
Absolutely. If you have an emergency, call the same numbers you always call. We'll take care of you. There'll be a fireman or a policeman come see you. Other services continue. We're just trying to be more careful.
Mayor, thank you so much for being here. You make this job easy. And thank you to everybody for listening. I would be in trouble if I didn't say a big happy birthday to Miles and say hi to my grandbabies and kids out there. And MJ, Billy, and Miss Susie, thank y'all very much. Everybody come back and join us tomorrow, okay?